Okay, let's get brutally honest for a second. You might think you know what men notice first about a woman. Her looks, her clothes, maybe how she smiles. But here's the uncomfortable truth. It's none of those things. What men really notice about women, and often within seconds, are things so subtle that even you don't realize you're doing them. And no, I'm not talking about makeup or figure. I'm talking about unconscious behaviors, emotional cues, and energy shifts that speak louder than words. Imagine this. You walk into a room, confident but calm. A guy across the room glances at you, and without a single word, he's already formed a perception. But what did he actually see? It's not just your walk. It's not just your voice. It's a combination of micro habits, body language, and emotional presence that trigger an immediate gut-level response in men. And you're probably not even aware you're doing it. This video isn't about how to manipulate men or change who you are. It's about awareness. Because when you understand the subtle things men really notice, you gain control, not over them, but over how you show up in the world. And here's the kicker. Most women never find this out. Why? Because men rarely say it out loud. But once you know it, you'll never unsee it. Stick around, because the next 20 minutes might change the way you see yourself forever. Let's dive in. So why do men pick up on the smallest things, even the ones you don't realize you're doing? It comes down to this. Men are biologically wired to scan for signals. And I'm not talking about just physical signals. I mean emotional cues, patterns of behavior, tiny inconsistencies, and even how you respond in micro moments. Most of this isn't conscious, it's primal. Let me explain. Throughout human evolution, men had to rely on quick reads to determine trust, compatibility, emotional safety, and even status, all without words. Fast forward to today, and that same instinct still kicks in. Men are constantly scanning for what feels off or what stands out. That half-second hesitation in your laugh, they noticed. The way you glance at your phone when he's talking, clocked. The shift in your tone when you talk to different people, noticed, even if he can't explain why. But here's the twist. Most men can't articulate any of this. They'll say something vague like, "She just gave off a weird vibe," or "I don't know, something felt off." That's because the things they pick up on are subconscious impressions, not logical conclusions. It's a feeling, not a checklist. What's more, men tend to notice inconsistencies between your words and your energy. You can say all the right things, but if your tone, facial expression, or posture doesn't match, it triggers a quiet red flag. And it goes both ways. When your energy aligns with authenticity, when your expressions match your words, when your presence is congruent, that's magnetic, that's rare, that's what men remember. So yes, men absolutely notice the little things, but it's not about obsessing over every movement or word. It's about becoming more aware of the signals you naturally send and aligning them with who you actually are. When that happens, you stop trying to be attractive and you start being attractive. Keep watching, because up next, we're breaking down the first thing men unconsciously track: your micro-expressions. Let's talk about something you probably didn't even know you were doing. Something that men absolutely notice even if they can't explain it. Micro-expressions. These are tiny involuntary facial movements that happen in less than a second. They flash across your face before you even know you're feeling something. And here's the thing, men pick up on them instinctively. You could be in the middle of a conversation, saying all the right things, smiling, nodding, but if there's even the slightest flicker of annoyance, boredom, or insincerity that flashes across your face for half a second, he feels it. He might not know why, but suddenly something doesn't feel quite right. That's how powerful these little moments are. They bypass logic and go straight to the gut. It's not something he consciously sees, it's something he senses. Think about this. You're on a date. He says something mildly annoying, and for just a split second your lips press together or your eyes narrow before you recover with a polite smile. You didn't even realize you did it, but he caught it. That moment can change how he views you, how safe he feels with you, or whether he continues to engage emotionally. On the flip side, when your reactions are natural, open, and aligned with your actual feelings, it builds instant trust. A genuine laugh, a spark in your eye when you're excited, a soft expression when you're listening. Those signals create a sense of warmth and realness that men don't just notice, they're drawn to it. Because in a world full of curated personas and filtered conversations, authentic micro-expressions feel like truth. Micro-expressions are your emotional honesty showing through, and honesty is magnetic. This is not about being perfect. It's not about controlling your face or memorizing tricks. That would actually have the opposite effect. It's about being emotionally congruent. When what you say and how you feel match, your expressions naturally reflect that. You stop performing, you start connecting. The reason this matters so much is because men, whether they realize it or not, are always scanning for signs of emotional safety. They want to know, are you real? Are you present? Can I trust this moment with you? And it's not your words that answer those questions. It's your face, in those small, unscripted moments. So instead of trying to look a certain way or say the perfect thing, ask yourself, what am I really feeling right now? Because your face will speak first, and men are already listening, whether they realize it or not. Up next, we're getting into something just as powerful, your voice. The tone you use, the rhythm you speak in, even the pauses you take, these can be even more influential than your words. You're about to find out why. Most women underestimate this next one. But men notice it immediately, sometimes even more than your appearance. It's the way you speak, not just what you say, but how you say it. Your tone of voice and your word choice carry more weight than you realize. And they send signals men are hardwired to pick up on. The tone of your voice is an emotional fingerprint. It reveals confidence, insecurity, warmth, judgment, stress, attraction, all without saying a word. A woman could be drop-dead gorgeous, but if her tone is sharp, flat, overly anxious, or constantly defensive, it creates distance. It tells a man this isn't safe, or this isn't easy. But when your voice is calm, playful, expressive, or grounded, it pulls men in. It creates a kind of emotional rhythm that men naturally respond to. And here's what most people don't realize. Tone often overrides your actual words. You can say, I'm fine, but if your tone is cold, clipped, or disconnected, it lands completely differently. He may not know what's wrong, but he'll feel that something is. On the other hand, if you say something simple like, I'm happy you're here, with warmth in your voice and softness in your delivery, it hits deeper than any compliment. Men are also very responsive to how you use your words. Are you thoughtful or reactive? Are you sarcastic or sincere? Are you quick to correct, or do you give space to let the moment breathe? These little things make a huge difference. When you use language that uplifts, that's curious, or that's emotionally open, it creates a safe and inviting space. That's where chemistry builds. That's where connection lives. It's not about being fake or sweet all the time. That's not the goal. In fact, men can spot a performative tone just as fast as they pick up on fake smiles. The most attractive tone is one that feels aligned with the moment, genuine, expressive, and confident enough to be real. Even in disagreement, a calm and steady tone signals strength. You don't need to be loud or overly animated. You just need to sound like you mean what you say. There's also the pacing of your voice. When you talk too fast, it can come off as nervous energy. When you pause intentionally, when you speak with presence, it shows self-assurance. It creates gravity. Men notice that. They lean in. They feel like you're in control of your own space, and that's incredibly powerful. So when you're talking to a man, whether it's a first date or someone you've known for years, understand that your voice isn't just carrying words, it's delivering emotion, energy, intention, and that's what truly lands. Coming up next, something even more subtle but just as noticeable, how you physically enter a room. The walk, the posture, the vibe you bring in. Men notice all of it, often before you say a single word. You might not even think twice about it, but the way you walk into a room can say more than anything you'll say out loud. Men notice it instantly. In fact, your entrance often sets the tone before a single word leaves your mouth. We're not talking about a dramatic, attention-grabbing walk, like in a movie scene. This isn't about being theatrical. It's about presence. It's about how you carry yourself. And most importantly, it's about the energy you bring with you the moment you cross that threshold. Men pick up on this fast. They're not consciously analyzing your gait or posture, but something registers. Confidence, shyness, anxiety, authority, joy, it's all there in the way you move. Think about it. Some people walk into a space and it feels like the atmosphere shifts slightly. Not because they're the loudest, not because they're trying to be seen, but because they're fully grounded in who they are. That kind of presence is rare, and it's magnetic. Men notice it. They can't help it. It's the difference between someone who enters the room like they're apologizing for taking up space, and someone who walks in like they belong there, without needing to prove it. Your walk, your posture, your eye contact, even where your attention goes the moment you enter, it all adds up. If you're scanning the room nervously, checking your phone, adjusting your clothes every few seconds, those subtle signs broadcast insecurity. But if you walk in calmly, head held high, shoulders relaxed, and you take your time without rushing, without fidgeting, it creates a sense of quiet power. That's unforgettable. It's also important to know that this isn't about looking perfect. It's not about putting on an act or pretending to be confident. It's about being anchored. When you walk into a room from a place of inner stability, when you're not chasing approval or comparing yourself, you move differently. You become more grounded, more present, and men feel that shift, even in casual settings, like walking into a friend's house, a cafe, a meeting. Your entrance carries energy. Do you shrink yourself, or do you take your time, breathe, and own your space with grace? Here's a little truth bomb. Men remember how you made them feel before they remember what you wore. If your entrance gave off calm confidence, genuine warmth, and open energy, that moment leaves an impression. It's not about dominating the room. It's about moving through it like you're not questioning your worth. So the next time you enter a room, pause for a beat, breathe, walk in with awareness, carry yourself like you respect your own presence, and others will feel it too. Up next, we'll go even deeper, because beyond how you walk is how you vibe. We're talking energy, your emotional frequency, and men are picking up on it more than you know. Let's talk about something that men notice almost instantly, even though they can't always explain it in words: your energy and your vibe. This goes way beyond how you look or what you say. It's that intangible feeling someone gives off, the emotional frequency you carry with you. The moment you step into a space, your vibe speaks. And men, they feel it. You can be perfectly dressed, hair on point, smile glowing, but if your energy is closed off, anxious, defensive, or just tired of everything, men sense it. Not because they're emotionally tuned in gurus, but because humans, especially men in social or dating contexts, are wired to detect emotional atmosphere. Have you ever been around someone and thought, wow, I feel good around them, but I can't explain why? That's vibe. Or maybe the opposite. You meet someone who seems nice on paper, but something about them feels heavy or off. That's vibe too. And women are powerful energy transmitters. The energy you give off, whether it's warmth, confidence, sarcasm, tension, joy, resentment, all of that gets picked up without you ever saying a word. Now here's the twist. You can't fake it. Not for long. You can pretend to be relaxed, or play it cool, or act like you're confident, but your vibe always tells the truth. That's why people with quiet confidence are so magnetic. It's not that they say the perfect things, it's that their energy feels calm, safe, and grounded. Men notice this. They remember how your presence made them feel. Did your energy invite openness, or did it create distance? Were you present, or were you guarded? Were you leading with trust, or testing the room for rejection? And here's the deeper layer. Your vibe usually reflects the relationship you have with yourself. If you're full of self-doubt, resentment, or pressure to be liked, that vibe leaks out. But if you've taken the time to cultivate self-respect, peace, joy, even in progress, not perfection, that becomes your frequency. That's what men feel drawn toward. This is why some women can walk into a room without saying a word, and suddenly all eyes shift. It's not the heels or the hair, it's the energy. It's the calm confidence that says, I'm not here to impress, I'm just here to be me. That level of ease, it's rare, and it's powerful. So if you want to shift what men notice about you, don't start with your wardrobe. Start with your energy. Ask yourself, what am I bringing into the room emotionally? Is it curiosity, openness, tension, fear? Because your energy is like a silent broadcast, and the people around you are constantly tuning in, whether they realize it or not. Stick around, because next we're exploring one of the biggest vibe checks of all, how you treat the people around you. Men watch it closely, even if they never admit it. This next one might surprise you because it's not directly about how you interact with him. It's about how you treat everyone else. The people around you when you think no one's watching. Yes, men pay attention to how you treat them directly, but they pay just as much, if not more, attention to how you treat other people. And that can be incredibly attractive or a massive red flag. Let's set the scene. You're out at a restaurant on a date. Everything's going well. You're smiling, laughing, engaged in conversation. But then the server makes a small mistake, and suddenly your tone changes. You snap, you roll your eyes, or you speak down to them. Maybe you don't even notice it, but he does. And in that moment, he sees something that makes him stop and think. Because how you treat people who aren't in a position to benefit you, or who can't push back, is one of the clearest signals of your character. And character is a huge part of attraction. Whether men say it or not, you might not realize it, but men are constantly observing your social behavior. How do you talk to the Uber driver? Do you say thank you to the cashier? Are you kind to your friends when they're venting? Or do you turn the conversation back to yourself? Are you kind when no one's clapping for you? And this doesn't mean being perfect or sugary sweet. It's not about being overly polite or fake. It's about being genuinely considerate. It's about having emotional maturity, empathy, and self-awareness. Those qualities are magnetic because they speak to long-term connection. They tell a man this is someone who will treat others well, even when it's hard. Men also pay attention to how you treat your own circle. Do you gossip about your friends? Constantly throw shade at people who aren't in the room? Are you negative when other women succeed, or do you celebrate them? Trust me, he's noticing that too. And what he's asking himself, whether he realizes it or not, is if she talks about them like this, how would she talk about me when I'm not around? On the flip side, when a woman shows kindness without needing to, when she's graceful even under pressure, when she respects people across all levels, that stands out. It signals strength, confidence, and emotional intelligence. And those are some of the most attractive traits you can carry. So yes, men absolutely notice how you treat others. And no, it's not a test, but it is a reflection of how you see people, of how you lead emotionally, of what kind of energy you'll bring into a relationship when life gets messy. Coming up next, the eyes never lie. We're diving into one of the most subtle yet powerful things men pick up on, your eye contact and how you react in key moments. And it's more revealing than you might think. There's one unspoken behavior that can instantly create connection or instantly create distance, and that's eye contact. It's subtle. It's powerful. And yes, men notice it a lot. You see, eye contact is more than just looking at someone. It's a window into presence, attention, comfort, and emotion. Men pay close attention to how you look at them, when you do, how you do, and what happens in your face when it happens. It communicates more than your words ever could. Let's break it down. If you're talking to a guy but constantly scanning the room, checking your phone, or giving distracted glances, he feels it. Even if your words are warm, your eyes tell a different story. It sends a signal, I'm not fully here. And that disconnection doesn't just go unnoticed. It lingers. Now flip that. When you look at someone with soft, steady, intentional eye contact, it tells them, I see you, I'm present with you, you matter right now. That's magnetic, it's rare, and it makes a man feel something beyond surface level attraction. It creates emotional pull. And it's not just about where your eyes go, it's also about what your face does in reaction to him. Men pick up on those micro reactions. The subtle changes in your expression when he shares something personal, when he jokes, when he's unsure, when he's proud. Do your eyes light up? Do you soften? Do you tense? Do you check out? Those reactions are being recorded, not on purpose, but instinctively. He's learning how safe it feels to open up to you, whether he can be himself without judgment, or feel like he's under a microscope. Here's something wild. Most people never realize the ability to maintain warm, open eye contact is often a reflection of how comfortable you are with yourself. People who feel uneasy with vulnerability will often avoid eye contact when things get emotionally real. So when a woman can stay with it, Stay emotionally steady. Even in a pause, even in silence, it says something powerful. She's grounded. She's confident. She's not afraid to be seen. Men crave that kind of attention. Not just admiration, but presence. Someone who's not rushing to respond, or performing, or thinking about the next thing to say, but just being there, fully, eyes steady, energy open. And when it comes to attraction, your reactions matter just as much as your attention. When a guy says something and your face lights up, even slightly, it sends a signal of approval. That little eyebrow raise, that soft laugh, that spark in your eye, men notice it, and it sticks with them. So don't underestimate how powerful your eye contact and facial reactions really are. They don't just make you look confident, they feel like connection. And in a world full of shallow interactions, that's what creates real chemistry. Next, we're moving into something that ties all of this together: authenticity. Because nothing you do matters more than whether or not it's real. We've come to the final, and arguably the most important thing men notice about women: authenticity. And honestly, nothing else matters if this isn't there. Authenticity isn't about trying to fit into a mold or guessing what someone wants to see. It's not about pretending to be confident when you're not, or acting like you're carefree if you're stressed inside. Authenticity is about showing up as you, the real you, unfiltered and unapologetic. Men are incredibly good at sensing when someone is being genuine versus when they're putting on a show. It's like an emotional sixth sense. You can smile, laugh, and say all the right things, but if it doesn't come from a real place, it feels hollow. And hollow is a deal breaker. Think about it. In a world where so many interactions are filtered, on social media, in conversations, even in dating, authenticity is refreshing. It's a breath of fresh air. Men notice when you're comfortable in your own skin, when you speak your truth, when you're vulnerable enough to be seen fully, even if it's messy. And here's the thing: authenticity is magnetic, because it invites connection on a deeper level. It says, "This is who I am. Take it or leave it." That kind of honesty doesn't push men away. Instead, it pulls the right ones closer. It creates space for real conversations, real emotions, and real intimacy. Authenticity also means owning your quirks, your flaws, and your passions. It means not hiding the parts of yourself you think might not fit the perfect image. When you embrace your whole self, men pick up on that energy. It's confident, it's empowering, and it's beautiful. It's easy to confuse authenticity with oversharing or being careless, but that's not what this is about. Authenticity is intentional. It's choosing to be honest in ways that respect both yourself and the people you're with. It's saying no to pretending and yes to showing up fully. When you're authentic, you stop worrying about impressing him and start focusing on being present, listening, responding, and connecting in real time. That presence is magnetic. Remember, you don't have to be perfect. No one expects that. But showing up as your genuine self, that leaves a lasting impression far beyond anything surface level. So if you want to change what men notice about you, start here. Step into your authenticity. Let your real self shine, because at the end of the day, that's what men remember most. Up next, we're wrapping things up with a quick recap and a little secret about how to use all these insights to your advantage. Stay tuned. Alright, before we wrap up, let's take a moment to pull everything together. Because attraction isn't random. It's deeply rooted in psychology, subtle signals, and authentic connection. Throughout this video, we've uncovered 7 things men notice about women that many don't even realize. From the tiniest micro-expressions to how you walk into a room. From your voice tone to your energy and vibe. From the way you treat others to your eye contact. And finally, your authenticity. Each one of these elements works like a piece of a puzzle, creating the bigger picture of attraction. Here's the thing: men aren't just looking for a checklist of physical traits or rehearsed lines. They're wired to pick up on emotional truth and consistency. They notice when your expressions, your voice, and your energy align. When your words match your vibe. When your presence feels safe and genuine. That's what builds real attraction, not just surface-level looks or scripted charm. This is why so many women feel confused about why certain connections don't stick. It's not because something's wrong with them. It's because the subtle, unspoken signals aren't quite in sync yet. And the good news, these are all things you can become more aware of and improve without changing who you are. It's about tuning into yourself first, getting comfortable with your feelings, letting your authentic self shine through all the little details men are quietly observing. Because attraction starts with being present in your own skin. Remember, the most magnetic people aren't perfect. They're real. They're emotionally open, respectful, and grounded. They know that attraction isn't a game to win, but a connection to nurture. So as you go forward, think about how you show up in those tiny moments, the glance you give, the way your voice sounds when you're excited, the kindness you offer others, the energy you carry, and above all, how true you are to yourself. That's the secret sauce. Thanks so much for watching. If you found this helpful, make sure to like, comment, and share your thoughts below. What surprised you the most? What will you try to notice about yourself going forward? And don't forget to subscribe for more insights like this.